A very good day to distinguished judges and fellow ASEAN innovators. We are CyberSquad for Malaysia, and this is Resilient Site AI, keeping Malaysians connected during disasters. CyberSquad consists of 3 members, which are Adam, Rahman, and me, Farzana. For introduction, during flood, safety is not only about knowing where the water is rising, but people must also stay connected to family, emergency services, and official information. Resilient Site AI brings flood risk, PPS locations, SRS report, and network performance into one shared GeoAI view. Our objective is to connect disaster response with telecommunication resilience. We integrate flood, PPS, SOS, and network data to identify which PPS has poor connectivity and recommend the next action. The output is one dashboard with an AI chatbot, recommendation engine, and MCMC to telco intervention workflow. Why is this important? Because the problem is already real in Malaysia. In 2023, MCMC reported that 110 transmission stations across 4 states were affected by floods, and only 24 were rectified during that time. In 2024, NATMA reported that MCMC provided free Wi-Fi to 23 locations because of internet coverage problems. Currently, identifying affected PPS locations and connectivity issues to verify and coordinate Wi-Fi deployment is still handled manually. To show you how we turn this into a working GeoAI solution, I will pass to my teammates.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. My name is Rahman. I'll be presenting power resolution methodology. So 2 things I'll be presenting are the data requirements and the special contexts. So firstly, I want to show the data requirement. 4 things that we will be collecting are the telecommunication data, MCMC nexus data, PPS data and disaster, and lastly, structure source and community data. So all 4 of these data will be using on pinpointing the location on the map, like the danger or the air quality, PPS location, will be showing that on the data. So these are data that we need and require. So next is the special context. We'll be sharing on the interest, scale, layer, and consideration. So as for the interest, we'll be interested for active PPS locations, structure source clusters, and MCMC nexus low performance zone. So when we have all the data, we interested on all the data, we will finally be able to show them on the map, and we also be able to show them in terms of like the dashboard. So other than the scale that we'll be targeting is the MCMC nexus measurement around affected areas and flood roads and PPS layers fused into one operational map, like you have seen on the prototype. And as for the layer and consideration, basically we will solely focus on the PPS locations and zones that have low telecommunications, and we also will look out for zones that have the most report on the source alerts. So now I'll be passing the presentation to my groupmate Adam.
Okay, hi everyone. So move on to the next section is solution methodology, GeoAI fusion solution. So there are 4 features that we serve in this app regarding to the AI. So the first one is forecasting risk assessment, which is we use AI model to forecast the trend. And the next one is chat assistant, allow the users to prompt and get the assistant from the chatbot. We use the Olama. Then the next is Agent AI, which is we automate the task of sharing users' reports to the external social media accounts to spread awareness to a global audience. And the last one is role-based recommendation. It is a proactive solution recommendations given for a specific user based on the risk assessment, telemetry scores, and other factors. Okay, for the benefit, user or the victims can get the chatbot guidance, clearer safety steps, and continue access for the family, official information, and emergency services. Also, for the telecom relevance, MCMC can identify the PPS connectivity gaps and coordinate temporary free Wi-Fi or capacity support with telcos. And it will also support a decision related to the agencies NATMA, JKM, and APM to see the priority source SOS case, PPS status, and recommended actions through the dashboard in the app. And for the expected outcome, we want to give a faster coordination, reduce duplication, better resource targeting, and more resilient emergency communications. For the limitation, we have some of the limitation regarding to the data, validation limitation, and also technical limitation, but we have a mitigation plan to do pilot with agencies and telcos, integrate live APIs, and also validate threshold and keep human review for high impact decisions.
Looking beyond the hackathon, Resilient Site AI can scale from selected PPS locations to nationwide and multi-hazard monitoring. For sustainability, it supports continuously updated data and agency to telco collaboration. It also aligns with SDG 9, 11, and 13 and ITU priorities for resilient emergency telecommunications. Our goal is reusable disaster connectivity capability for Malaysia with ASEAN potential. Our supporting evidence and research are included in the slide for transparency and verification. Ultimately, our message is very simple. A disaster should never disconnect people from help. Thank you so much.